And we're talking about in this video something that's like, I feel like all over the place right now, something a little new, the scissor kick. What's going on, guys? Coach Matt and YouGoProBaseball. I'm here with the man Josh Cathcart, and we're talking about in this video something that's like, I feel like all over the place right now, something a little new, the scissor kick.
The scissor kick itself is not new. People looking at video and going, why is his back foot doing that? What is that called? Is new. The scissor kick has been around. Babe Ruth scissored. If you can find old video, there's video of Babe Ruth scissoring, okay? Edgar Martinez is the first like big name guy, like when I was growing up that I remember. You know, some people may say the best DH of all time. His natural move was a scissor. Some players have trained it into their swings to help them with certain aspects that we'll talk about in a minute. And sometimes it just happens. If it just happens, if you have a player or I have a player or other coaches, if y'all have players that come in and you see kind of this natural drop back with that foot, don't freak out. Don't try to change it. Get it on video, and there's a couple things that you really want to pay attention to, and both of them are directional, okay? With the scissor, you want to stay centered still, okay? That doesn't change. If I'm in my standard setup right here, where my feet are square, and as I release, my feet are going to stay square, my body stays in the middle. We talk about the head, shoulder, hip, knee line all the time. All of that is going to stay true, okay? The reason that guys have gone to the scissor, the reason that the scissor is effective is because once the hips get going, they have to decelerate. It's a very difficult concept for young hitters and coaches to understand. Well, why do I want my hips to stop? Don't I want my hips to be as strong and as fast as possible? Absolutely, you do. But for the catapult effect to work properly, the hips must stop so that the body can now release. The scissor helps feel that deceleration of the rear hip. Okay, so what that would look like in slow motion is as I get my hips going here, here comes the back hip, here comes the barrel working behind me, and then once I get to this, that foot is just gonna slide back out, and it's gonna keep me to the opposite field and up the middle, okay? Another benefit of it is that it allows you a little more time. You can create more, as I get here, I can give myself a little more space and time to, especially to get to that inside pitch where you might see in an amateur hitter or one that doesn't have the ability to scissor, is you're gonna see them try to back up. And as they're backing up, now they're getting beat by this pitch, where with the scissor, they can still be delivering the barrel properly.
That's great stuff. I was in Nolensville, Tennessee with a bunch of guys, Casey Smith, Coach Ferber, Joey Lewis, Nate Headley.
Yeah.
A bunch of guys were out there.
All the dudes.
All the dudes, yeah. And Joey put me on this, I don't know what it was, some kind of board or something. And he was like, take a swing.
Was it a farm board?
It was not a farm board.
Okay.
It was both of my feet were on it.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about with the farm board. And they do a lot of stuff with the scissor,
yeah,
the farm board stuff. But this was like one platform, both
okay,
my feet on the same platform. And he had me take a swing and my body went the opposite way. And I have no idea about the scissor. I haven't really researched it at all or anything. My thought process is this something that guys are teaching now because it's part of like the natural movement? Like why would we be teaching this, or why would we have a guy try to use this? Should everyone be doing this?
The simple answer to that is no, but okay, that's basically my answer to anybody that ever asks, should everybody be doing this? The answer is always no. They may need parts of it. They may need the body understanding. Like I said earlier, it's decel of the hips. You can't just be a hitter and get in here and just spin. Like that's not gonna allow you to be successful, especially when the pitching gets better, because now we're just gonna go away from you. You have to be able to maintain that. As a body control element, I like it. And just to throw in, we had talked a little bit earlier about the slap shot drill, where it's like, looks like the hockey and it's just here. Just having that body control, syncing the back side up as I'm coming through, and then having the body control to get here takes a lot. And so for the young kids, you can switch it up. They don't even know it's benefiting them for the most part. It's just like, hey, this is a new cool little drill that I'm doing. The older kids, they'll start to figure out, does this work for me? Okay? Generally, little tighter mover is gonna have this. You're not gonna, like Mike Trout comes to mind. You know, he's super athletic, super fast, but he's not elastic. You know, Mookie Betts is elastic. Javi Baez, elastic. Those guys, you know, Bo Bichette, they just look like they're just all over the place kind of. For these guys that are a little bit tighter, really explosive, the Trouts of the world, Jose Altuve has a scissor. Miguel Cabrera uses a scissor sometimes. It's just natural for them. It kind of happens when they need it. But I think it is something that most young hitters on some level could benefit from.
Do you think these big leaguers that are doing it, some of the ones that you mentioned, do you think that they're number one, aware of it, and then number two, if they are aware of it, that they're trying to make it happen, or is it them just swinging?
I think that they probably, two thoughts on that. I think some of them, it naturally happens, depending on pitch location. It's just over the years and being a pro, that's just kind of what happens. I do not think that they are thinking in the game, in that at-bat, hey, if this pitch is this, I'm gonna scissor, or this is my move. And you can see different, and the very reason I say that is if you go look at a video of Trout on one game and then Trout on another, one he may scissor, one he may not. Being from the Houston area, Altuve's the same way. If you look at Altuve in a cage and just doing tee work, there's a YouTube video on him from years ago that I used to study on. He has a really, it's a weightless back foot, but it came forward. He had this. But if you look at him in game action, on pitches down and in especially, he's like, and his foot goes, I mean, way back behind him. And so, you know, like I said, it's one of those things, it's individual. I think that they probably do some work on the tee or in a cage, but it's not something they're consciously thinking about in game.
Bregman's been posting a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I saw in one of his videos too, he was consciously thinking about the scissor in the cage, not in the game, but in the cage.
Yeah,
when he's
he
working.
doesn't scissor. I've never seen him scissor in a game. So that goes back to, this is just a directional feel. And you know, Bregman is so, I haven't seen that video. I need to go find that because I like listening to him. He wants everything in line. He wants his shoulders, his hips, everything he wants in line, and he wants all that turn, and then, you know, think about his hand work. Mm-hmm. And so to hear you say it, and like I said, I'm gonna have to go look, to think about him doing that, that just tells me that now we're really getting into those directional thoughts. And that brings me back to, why in the world aren't we teaching this to the young ones?
That's
And not necessarily the scissor, just the directional.
Right, the directional, yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. But that, even that with when thinking about directional hitting with the scissor kick, it makes a lot more sense because you're giving yourself more space, like you said before, making it easier. It seems like almost. And
it does, and I would suggest for anybody out there that has young hitters, to go and at least give it a try, especially if you have the over-rotated backside, and I see it all the time. I don't know how youth players do this. To me, it looks like my ankle would snap out of place, but when they get that whole, like, flip it over. If you've got a player that is doing that, I would 100% recommend learning how to do it and showing them how to scissor, because it's not just a drop back. There is a hip rotation. This hip, everything to this point is the exact same as it would be in a normal swing. Normal swing, I get here and I just release to here. With the scissor, I get here and it's just kind of almost working off the ground this way.
And so, take me through, like, say I'm a young player, because I really don't know anything about the scissor.
All right.
you see me, I'm a guy who's super rotational. I finish over
Yep.
here. How are you taking me through the process of learning this? Because even to me, I'm not even sure how
That was pretty good.
it would do it. Oh, I feel it now. So it's like when you're getting into your front side.
Yeah.
Sliding back.
It's almost like as the barrel and foot kind of, when you would go to release the barrel, the foot, yeah.
Okay, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the easiest way to teach young ones is the slap shot.
Okay.
Is when you get them and it's here, and you get them kind of like you would be in launch just here, and then as they start to turn, as that barrel is coming down to the ground, the foot is now moving.
And when you say that, the hockey shot, the slap shot, I picture a hockey guy shooting a puck in my thing, and you see that foot slide back. Now, thinking about that, they're on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So is that where like the farm board and that board that Joey Lewis had me on come into play, like for training this? Like, is that the whole concept behind that?
I don't know. I don't know that, but I do know that when we are playing hockey and we want this to go straight, that if I got here and did this, I would never have a chance. It's the whole chest on the ball concept taken into hitting. So just think, if that hockey puck's right there and I come and boom, you don't see those guys come up and do this when they hit it. You see their head just straight down on the ground, and then it's like this. And so for baseball, you hear about staying on the ball, chest on the ball. I use the term turn to the ball a whole lot, because for me, that, like when I think about that, that helps me think I don't want to get past that. That's going to pull me off of it. I want to turn to it and then deliver the barrel here. And for the scissor, it's almost natural for me at this point, just because I've had to teach it so much. But there are kids that they'll do it and it's like, oh, this is so foreign. And then there's some that'll just naturally get into it. It's just a really, really great concept. And, you know, I'm of the thought, if the best in the world are doing it, there's something to it. Now, you may not fully understand it. You may not know how to teach it. And that's where we need to get educated. But some of the best baseball players to ever walk the earth have this move in their swing. It's probably something we should look into.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Guys, I want to know what you think, what you believe, some of the things, because it's out there right now. A lot of people talking about it. Drop down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about the scissor kick, how you're using it, the success you're having. If you like it, if you hate it, let us know too. Hop down there in the comment section below.
One more thing while we're on that. Alexa Peterson from the Hitting Vault, I did a write-up on this for them. So they have some information out from some coaches around, because it's kind of a foreign thing. And like I said, I'm no expert on it. I've studied it enough. It's in my profession. I need to know, right? And then some of my favorite players do. So, but yeah, the information is very small, but it is out there.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I figured, since I had the man here, that I'd pick his brain on it, because again, I have no clue about this stuff. But that was very informative. I hope it was informative for you. Josh is actually here in Florida because he's got a camp tomorrow, hitting camp here in Florida. His home base is in Pearland, Texas. So if you're in that area, want to get some training with the man, hit him up. I'll leave all his information down below. He also does hitting analysis, got a bunch of other stuff on the website. I'll leave his website down below. Anything else you got going on?
Man, that's really it. If you are interested in having me come out, if you get on the website, I have a camp registration form, but it's for facilities. It's not the actual camp registrations. You can get on there, put your facility in. We put you in our database, and as we're looking for places to go month to month, call you up. So if you want to do that there, and then the practice plans are also there, pre-built for certain aspects of the swing, or you can get the customized that comes with the analysis package.
There you go. Check it out. All the stuff in the description down below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Y'all be good.